Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, there's a Michigan company that's actually called Sacti 3. This particular group has actually maybe have cracked the code of the new lithium-ion battery technology. Apparently they have done a deal that their new battery, they claim if you put it in a brand new Tesla Model S, it will double the range of that particular machine. This really may have opened the gates wide open to make EVs way more viable. Maybe not a vehicle that you'd use in a heavily, densely populated urban centers, but actually be able to move out to the outskirts and maybe beyond. This is a very intriguing situation moving forward. Now, they're not actually ready for prime time with this particular deal as of yet. They're actually testing it right now in a lot smaller capacity and smaller gadgets and stuff like that. But they claim that in the next 2 years it will be ready for prime time, and they've got a big time backer as well. Supposedly General Motors has helped funding some of their research in this particular venture, so General Motors may get the first dibs on these brand new batteries when they come out. So this is going to be very intriguing moving forward. You could really make EVs a lot more viable, killing off a lot of that range anxiety that tends to drive people away from these machines. Next up on the list, remember when we talked about the Corvette Z06, mainly that 8-speed transmission that's going to be going into the 2015 Stingray. Some more interesting news about that. That transmission, which General Motors actually built in-house, is actually lighter weight than the outgoing 6-speed, which is hugely impressive. I don't know how they pulled that particular deal off. Now back to the Z06. The Z06 being the most powerful, the best performing, the quickest, the fastest, everything like that. This car does it all. The best performing Corvette ever built, and it's got a price tag that doesn't quite match that. Remember, the outgoing ZR1 was well over $100,000. The starting price of the brand new Corvette Z06 comes in at $78,995 US. That seems to be somewhat of a bargain. I don't know how General Motors got this vehicle down to being so less expensive than its outgoing runners. But that being said, there is a couple of options on this machine that will rack up the price just a tiny bit more. There is a carbon fiber downforce kit, which includes a front splitter, a rear wing like that. That's going to cost you around $3,000. Not to mention the Z07 performance package, which I'm kind of surprised doesn't come out on the Z06 anyway. But that being said, it's only $8,000. Still, even with those two options, this car is going to be able to outdo automobiles that cost 2 and 3 times as much as this particular machine. Now, you're not going to have as good a names, maybe as you think like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, but you're going to have a couple extra $100,000 in your pocket if you choose this particular direction. So, very, very intriguing in this situation. Now, as along with the Z06 hardtop, the Z06 Convertible, its official pricing was released recently, and this price, just a touch more because obviously it's a convertible, comes in at $83,995 US. And those two options that we talked about for the hardtop can go in on the convertible as well. Still, very, very good deal when it comes to this particular situation. So if you've got a hankering for one of these, you better head to your General Motors dealership pretty quick, because I'm thinking these things are going to be going pretty fast. Last up on the list, an interesting situation. Already talking about a mid-cycle refresh for the brand new Ford Mustang. Yes, I know, it hasn't even been out in dealer showrooms yet. We're already talking about a mid-cycle refresh, and listen to what may be involved in this deal. Could involve a brand new transmission, a 10-speed transmission. Very intriguing situation. As I've talked about before, the horsepower wars are starting to get a little bit out of control. Massive amounts of horsepower in somewhat ordinary style automobiles. In the same situation, these transmissions are getting a tad bit out of control as well. You're seeing massive amounts of 8 speeds, 9 speeds, and now 10 speeds. How many is too many speeds? It's going to be very interesting moving forward to hear what comes of this particular situation. Again with Ford in an interesting situation, the Ford C-Max, which actually was hoped to really take a bite out of the hybrid market that really hasn't done what it was hoping to do. apparently Ford's going to go back to the drawing board. I don't know if they're going to build an all-new C-Max, but they're going square after the Toyota Prius. They're claiming they're going to build a Prius fighter moving forward, so that's going to be very intriguing to see what they come up with in this particular deal. They want to beat Toyota at a game that pretty much most of the hybrids that are sold have Prius names on them, so it'll be very intriguing to see if they can actually get up to that type of longevity with their particular machines like Toyota's done with theirs. So we'll keep you in tune on that as well. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, the link's down in the show notes. Also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.